Watch this video and stick around, especially if you're MAGA. These are your brethren.
Does America feel great again?
No, not at all. Well, I can get laid off tomorrow, then I'm pretty much homeless. Because, you can't save now. Every dollar you have has to go to gas, groceries, bills, rent.
Does America feel great again?
Not in the way everyone wanted, with gas prices, and you can't afford to breathe at this point.
What does it feel like to be living in these conditions right now, in these economic conditions right now?
Hurt, very hurt. I try to do, sorry, I cried. I try to do a lot for my kids, and I can't do much.
It's hard, especially as a father, because you ain't got that extra cash to go and spoil your kids. So it's pretty difficult.
Well, middle class is definitely being affected. Yeah, low class might as well crawl in a hole because they can't afford anything. Drill, baby, drill just didn't go. I don't think.
You still can't beat inflation, no matter what. Well, it seems we never catch up, no matter what. We're always behind 8 ball.
As much as I want to say, and I don't feel sorry for these people. Donald Trump was a con man from the very beginning, and it never stopped. This is a man who stole from his own charities. You can't say you didn't know, but here's the thing. Even if that's the excuse you're running with, if you said, I voted for him because he was going to make life cheaper for me, then it would stand to reason that you would actually vote for the person who's promising you that now and is an honest and honorable man. If you can set aside your weak-minded, uneducated racism or Islamophobia and vote for a man who has been honest and truthful and caring about humanity, who wants to keep your taxes here and to stop spending it on forever wars, to lower your gas prices, your grocery prices, and your bills, and again, it would stand to reason you'd vote for that person regardless of party. Don't not vote if you're MAGA and you're feeling slighted. Vote for the person who's going to give you what Donald Trump actually promised you. How old a lot of my followers are, but Vietnam, do you guys remember when it was revealed that it was all a lie and that they were using this whole communism thing as a push to get people to go to war, to get people over there? That was Red Scare 2.0. This right now what's happening is Red Scare 3.0. Donald Trump using this whole communist rhetoric because it worked 2 times in a row. Why wouldn't it work a 3rd time? Don't fall for it. Nobody's a fucking communist. Don't be stupid. Every time I hear him say that, it just reminds me of how dumb he is. Every time I hear it regurgitated from the mouths of his followers, it reminds me of how stupid they are. We're not communists. We just want our taxes to fucking work for us. Is that so much to ask without being called a communist?
Why am I just finding out that Santana, aka the Quiet on the Creek, really is a Trump supporter? What do you mean you're MAGA? You're literally gay. Like, he doesn't like people like you.
Oh, he doesn't.
Why are you supporting him when he doesn't even like you, baby?
Oh.
Baby, we can be loud on the creek.
Oh my God, Donald Trump doesn't like the gays? Wait, I'm gay, and guess what? I voted for Trump all 3 times. In fact, you do realize Donald Trump is the first president to have a gay cabinet member, correct? You do realize Trump was the first president that was president during 4 years of gay marriage, correct? Obama did not want gay marriage to happen. He was only in office for 2 years when gay marriage went through. Trump also decriminalized homosexuality worldwide, but no one's gonna talk about that, are we? It's 2026, baby. There's gay conservatives everywhere. In fact, Trump had the largest turnout for gay conservatives out of any president. And you wanna know why? Because Donald Trump doesn't use who's in my bed for his political gain, something Democrats do. They only care about the gays when it comes to politics. Besides that, they want nothing to do with us. They have not done anything for us. I think it's time you go read a book, go touch grass, or stop watching CNN because, baby, Donald Trump has no issue with the gays. Yes, there are conservatives that do not agree with gay marriage. Yes, there are conservatives that don't agree with me being gay. But at the end of the day, who cares? We don't have to agree on everything. We love America, and that's what it should be about. So stop painting a narrative that Donald Trump does not like the gays. Because I'll ask you 100 times, what has Trump done to the gay community since he's been president? Nothing. Every right I have, you have. Wake up.
Today's a day that I'm feeling a lot of remorse for having supported Trump and MAGA. Hey everybody, Rich here at Leaving MAGA at leavingmaga.org. Let me preface by saying that I am not making this video to elicit any sympathy or any pity from anyone, but it's just, it's one of these days that it's a stark reminder to me about the remorse, regret, and some of the guilt that I feel over having supported Trump and MAGA, not just as a mere voter, but someone who was an activist, who was a pundit, who worked on the Trump campaign, who donated to the Trump campaign, someone who was an unapologetic and public Trump and MAGA supporter as I was. And as the president threatens war crimes and probably nuclear war, it's just a reminder for me that I made a mistake, and I would ask all of you out there who right now have MAGA friends and relatives, I think a lot of them are starting to feel some regret. I think a lot of them are starting to privately and quietly have their own doubts, their own confusion, maybe questioning their beliefs. Maybe they're feeling a little bit guilt themselves about having supported Trump. It's just, today's the kind of day that, it makes me think that I once supported the Republican Party, and perhaps it's cynical of me to say this, but the Republican Party will not do anything to Trump. Trump knows that. When I was in MAGA, it was a fantasy of ours to kill off the GOP and remake it and transform it into a MAGA party. And I think if it means holding on the power, the Republican Party would let the country burn down to the ground and rule over its ashes. And I don't think that would be too steep a price to pay in the minds of the Republican Party. So reach out to your MAGA friends and family today. See how they're feeling. Ask them if they're having any doubts. Are they questioning what they're seeing? I believe many in MAGA, if not most, know that something is amiss in the country right now. Make sure you're following us at our socials. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at leavingmaga.org. You can get information on our support group, which is tonight at 7 p.m. It's online. It's for friends and family of those who are in MAGA, and also information on my memoir, One Betrayal Too Many. As always, appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for your support, everyone.
You care about that, right? You want hardworking Americans. Okay, great. Then why didn't you vote for Kamala Harris, who wanted to do a 25% down payment on a home for people that are struggling to live paycheck for paycheck? Why didn't you vote for Kamala Harris, who does not? Hold on. I'm going to tell you who's going to pay for it. That was my next point. Donald Trump gave the biggest tax breaks to the top 1% in this country and his billionaire friends. Kamala Harris wanted to lower the tax bracket to 27% for income families that are making under $400,000 total income. Donald Trump is going to do the opposite, just like he did in his first administration. So I believe you, sir, David, when you say you think it's terrible that people can't afford a home, that people are losing homes. I'm with you 100% on that. Then why would you vote against your interest and vote for a guy by the name of Donald J. Trump, who does not want to give tax breaks to those that are struggling, who does not want to give a $25,000 down payment to people that are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck? Why do people like you vote against your own interests?
So when you're saying that she was going to tax other people, so
yes, the top 1%, no, that's not how it works. She doesn't want to give. I'm going to explain it. I'm explaining it to you. She doesn't want to give the biggest tax breaks in decades to billionaires and CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Most Democrats agree with Kamala Harris that they want the rich to pay their fair share. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll tell you why. If you're making $25,000 a year, you shouldn't be paying the same percentage on taxes as somebody like an Elon Musk. But MAGA Republicans and the people, with all due respect, that you voted for, Donald Trump, do not want to change their tax bracket percentage-wise to the billionaires. You see, if billionaires paid a higher percentage on their taxes and those living paycheck to paycheck got a break on their taxes, which is exactly what Kamala Harris wanted to do, then the people that you say
those are other people paying for my house. They're paying a higher percentage.
It's not
that money, and then
it's not. It's not. It's because it's a loan, and over time you would have to pay it back. And you know why they'd be able to pay it back? Because Kamala Harris, wait for it, wanted to lower their taxes. It was in her plan that so many people, maybe people like you, said Kamala Harris, wait for it, wanted to lower their taxes.
The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Quick question. Did you think that the American flag stood for compassion and kindness when you voted for who you voted for? Because let me show you something.
And the science and experience we've developed here will live on through you. On behalf of the board, the leadership team, and myself personally, thank you for your passion, your ideas, and your perseverance. Perhaps more importantly, while we assembled phenomenal individuals together as a team, we fostered an even more phenomenal culture together. While war in its current state will not continue, our culture will ensure so many of these relationships will continue going forward, both professionally and personally. Your work mattered, it still matters.
That was my CEO, shutting down our entire company, where that man has dedicated his life to science and treating cancer patients such as your father. And we had to stop. All of us got laid off because of your vote. So let me ask you another question. Would you still regret your vote if this didn't happen to you personally? Because I went back a couple of videos on your page to find out where was the outrage when this happened to a child, an American child that was deported mid-cancer treatment. And what I saw on your page was you being hot. I didn't see you being outraged. I didn't see you being upset. I didn't see you speaking up. So your cry is not really regret or remorse. Your cry is entitlement. You're crying because you were told no. You're crying because they denied you. Because if they had accepted your father to stay here, you wouldn't regret your vote. You would think that your president was still your hero. Because the outrage, the remorse, and the regret should have started months ago when this was happening to other people. When this was happening to thousands of other people that also have families, that also have children, that also have wives. You didn't care back then. Now you care.
How are all of you doing who decided to vote for Donald Trump in this past election? I vividly remember the day after Donald Trump got elected. There were so many people on this app dancing around saying that they're no longer going to get drafted, that they are going to be able to afford the house, that they are going to be able to afford more things and have an easier life now that he has gotten elected. We are essentially a year and a half into his presidency. We are at war. We are seeing gas prices skyrocket. Things are not getting cheaper. Our grocery bills are especially not getting cheaper. So I'm just curious, to those that genuinely thought that their lives were going to be better when Donald Trump got elected, how do you feel right now? Have things gotten better for you? Have things gotten worse? Have you noticed a difference in your life, especially when it comes to spending?
Somebody, please explain to me, who raised these people? What the fuck is wrong with them?
We are huge Trump supporters. If you didn't get the email on Monday, you're safe. And I'm like skipping down the halls, right? Like, I get to stay. Wednesday, late afternoon, I received a notice that I have an appointment, a Teams appointment with my supervisor on Friday at 9 o'clock. So I knew that I wasn't safe anymore.
You were skipping down the hall. You were so excited when you thought you were safe. You knew others were suffering and gonna suffer, but you knew you were safe. You were cool with it.
Cutting costs and waste and fraud and we love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, we were excited about that because it is true.
I could just picture you and your friends, glasses of cheap fucking wine, just laughing over others and how others are going to get affected.
The common theme is, we voted for this. You knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives, but other people that we love and care about too within the Mid-Ohio Valley.
There it is. It's only when you're affected that you actually feel bad about something. You don't have any regrets for everyone else. It's that you got affected. You're despicable. You're disgusting. How does it feel?
It's hard. It's wrecking.
Good.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen. So what do I do now? What do the people do now? The ones that regret their vote. Or what do we do? I can't go out and get a regular job. And it's not even about these families being separated from their loved ones. It's not about these 5 and 6 year olds getting their families taken away from them in the middle of a school day. It's not about any of that. It's about me and my food stamps and my cash assistance. Me. That I'm the only one that matters in this country. I'm taking my life back.
I'm on a road trip today from Georgia, heading north for a funeral. It's actually my dad's funeral. And I ran into a MAGA voter, quintessential MAGA voter. White man, middle-aged, oversized truck driving 90 miles an hour through traffic, tires so big that they're barely staying within the lines of the road because of the offset, and so worn down because they only ever drive on pavement and he's never taken it off road. Well, this guy came up behind me at Mock Jesus and almost clipped me as he went around, slammed on his brakes and tried to fit in the gap that there wasn't a gap there. Less than a car length between me and the semi-truck in front of me. Well, I honked my horn like any sane person would do to say, hey, dude, you're getting ready to hit me. Apparently this harmed his fragile little ego because for the next 2.5 miles, he decided to brake check me, get next to me, roll his windows down, throw stuff at me, try to run me off the road. He tried to run me off the road to the right and to the left. There's, a barricade to my left. There was cars to my right. I said, you know what? I'm done with this. I tried to get off at the next exit and disengage. He got in front of me, brake checked me some more. Then he decided to rub his tires down the side of my rental car. Now, there's not much damage there because those big ass oversized tires mostly just put rubber marks on the side of the car. But I called 911 because now we have a hit and run and road rage and I'm tired of it. So
I can promise you Donald Trump and his entire administration are absolutely terrified after what happened in Tennessee last night. There were major wins all across the entire state that signal people are over Donald Trump and the Republican Party that he created. For example, a school board seat was flipped in a place that Donald Trump had previously won by 20 points. On top of that, there were major losses for Trump over the entire country this week, but in the past couple of months. Which, if this trend continues into November, that means major sweeps and changes are going to happen across the United States that will require him to be held accountable for his actions, and he ultimately will not be able to get things pushed through. I can promise you change is on the horizon, but every single person needs to lock in between now and November if we truly want to see that through.
1 year ago, Denmark, my country, said that the US was our most important ally in the whole wild world. Now, we are trying to defend ourselves against said ally. I didn't agree a year ago. Personally, if I asked my politicians today, they would still say that you are a very important ally. They wouldn't mean it, but they would say it because they have to say it. Because your administration is stupid, so we just say what they want to hear. But that's not how things are anymore. We're working so hard and as fast as we can to create another world order because we can't trust you anymore. We cannot trust you. You're unstable. You're that crazy uncle doing crazy shit. 1 year. 1 year it took to dissolve something that happened since World War II. Yeah. Your world order is coming. And for the people out there who think this is not important, it's very important. And it's not Denmark as such. We are small fish in the ocean. But it's the importance of you breaking that loyalty. All the other countries know that you will not. You will not be true to your word. So, you're moving on. It's over, babes.
See, what you got to understand is that President Trump said what he said, and he's about to take this war to a whole nother level. President Trump just issued one of his strongest warnings after USS Central Command reported that Iranian missiles were targeting U.S. troops in Jordan. According to the reports that I'm receiving, that every single one of those missiles was intercepted, and there had been no immediate reports of any casualties. And in his response, President Trump comes out to the world stage and says, we are going to beat the fucking shit out of them. Now, whether you agree with the president's language or not, I truly don't give a shit. As far as I'm concerned, this is a fuck around and find out moment. Whenever American service members come under attack, the stakes just get that much higher. Tonight, every single one of us should be hoping for the safety of our troops and watching closely to see what happens next. But I've told every single one of you from day one that we must see regime change and the IRGC needs to go. So pretty please, with sugar on top, Mr. President, please finish the job.